Hey, you guys, just wanted to say real quick before we fire this episode off, thanks for checking it out. I do appreciate it, but I want to draw to your guys' attention that Steve Morris's channel is in less than 1,000 subscribers of hitting that 500,000 mark. That is insane, and I hope to see him hit it here within hopefully a couple of weeks. So if you guys are not subscribers to Steve Morris Racing, please go over there. Go check it out. Go hit that subscribe button. Sit down with a bucket of popcorn and check out what he's got to offer, because I tell you what, him, Kyle, they have been nothing but an absolute help on my channel and getting it up and getting it going and helping us out with all the race cars and all the stuff that you guys are seeing that are in this episode and upcoming episodes. So again, go check him out. Let's get moving on with the episode. Thanks again, guys. Alrighty, we are here at Steve's picking up Nick's motor here. Everything's all said and done, ready to rock and roll. So he's got crankshaft, pistons, rods, pistons. Are they hung?
No, they're full floors.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you hung them or not.
You want to be popular, Scott? Look at Louis. You're right here. Look.
Hey, bud. He is very fond of that blue rag, or any blue rag. Well, you want a little bit of a tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and give him a tour, Scott. You're here all the time. You know what all's here.
So he hot tanked the block, he cleaned out the cylinders, and we had a little line issue, so we made sure that's nice and straight. He had to do that a couple different times. The previous owner of the engine put a bunch of JB Weldon spots. There wasn't supposed to be JB Weld.
Yeah, that was over here.
Oil galleys. So
These were caked.
Steve was kind enough to clean those out and retap them for me.
Yep. They're all clean and ready to rock and roll now, so we're good there. But man, those were horrible.
Yeah, so new cam bearings.
You figure out a color yet?
I don't know. I like that color right there. Might just clear it.
Rust.
So,
But it's all good.
we might go with black. It's to be determined at this time. We don't know if we're gonna go with just a regular 496 or if
Or like something like right over here. Because here's your blown big block right there. One of these intakes on there.
yeah. So if my accountant lets me if she lets me do it, we'll do possibly a 871. If we can get away with 671 and make the power that we want to make, we'll do a 671. If not, a couple $100 more out of pocket, get the 871 and go that route. But like I said, the accountant has to approve it. She's been pretty generous in letting me put as much money into this car as I have. So, because we love Shay.
Absolutely.
If you're watching this, we love you.
You're awesome.
So yeah, that's the future for this. There's a lot to do, but just blessed to be able to bring it over to Steve's and have the man put his talent on it. I mean, that was an unbeknownst problem. We didn't know we had a crank issue, a line issue. So, what originally was just going to be
There we go.
rings, bearings, and a cam turned into this.
A stroker.
So,
Hey Steve, quick question. There is a thought process here of maybe doing a roots blower on this bad boy.
sure.
I know we could kill it with some cylinder head gaskets. I know we can drop it down. We can get down to probably about 9 1/4, 9 1/2. The thought is it's like 671, 871, 850-ish neighborhood. And what would your thoughts be? To just stick with a 671, or because you shouldn't need much boost. This is just
I don't know. I got 871 right there. Motor field with the big buzzer catcher on it.
Buzzer catcher.
Yeah.
But if it was your thoughts for street and strip, though, I mean, you know, would a 671 be all right?
Yeah,
you know,
671's fine.
you know, what's kind of the limit on me on a 496? I mean,
For
can
a
you?
two-hole.
Yeah, I would. That's why I was saying, 850.
That kind of engine is like, it's probably going to break at probably around. I would tell people 1,000 horsepower is as much as you'd ever want to make with that.
Right.
So
That's what we were assuming. That's what we were going with. But
yeah.
Well, that's why when you and I were talking, it's like, don't go beyond 900.
yeah, if I can do a safe 900.
Yeah, 850,
Yeah.
900.
Yeah, you could do that with a small blower. Small blower, some carbs, gas or methanol. No big deal.
But I didn't know if a 671 was too small on a 496 to make that.
No.
Okay.
No, that'd be fine.
That was
would
one
do
of the
it.
things where we were like,
But if 871 is just as cheap, you might just get an 871.
What
it
was-
might go that? It's only $300-400 more.
Yeah, just
Oh.
get the 871, and
Might as
then
well.
then you can upgrade it and go
Right.
down the road with
Right,
it. Yeah.
and you could just move it to a different motor or so on and
Right.
so forth. Carry on.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's maybe the dream. So.
All right.
I'm going to say, in Patrick, I mean, just throw a set of Pro Systems on it and call it a day at that point. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, with his camshaft, could we run it, though? Because I know the lobe separation's a 110. I don't know if that would be frowned
you
upon.
Can. It's just probably not ideal, but I don't know what you have for a camshaft. So
Yeah, it's 270, 280, 715 lift on a 110.
yeah, it's a pretty normal deal. You could run it on that. I mean, it wouldn't hurt it. It wouldn't do anything.
I figured he wasn't going to push more than 8 pounds of boost, 6 pounds of boost. So
Yep.
that was the other thought with what he and I were talking about was, man, if I can just change head gaskets and then possibly go to a blower on top, I'd like to do that. So that was kind of the thought, and it was like, hey, man, we're here, might as well.
Racing it only, or you driving it?
Street.
Just driving it.
Yeah, I do more driving than racing.
Yeah.
Family trips to family fair.
Okay.
Take the wife to get some ice cream. That's it.
Yeah. At that point, it's just going to be, occasionally down the track, but
Yeah.
so yeah, sounds like a good way to go for sure. Well, you want a little bit of a tour?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Go ahead and give him a tour, Scott. You're here all the time. You know what else here.
So the first place we're going, of course, is going to be this 871 blower that Steve was talking about.
I got the stickers on it. Black doesn't look too bad now that I've seen it, but I like polished. Yeah.
Like I say, there's a pair of twins right there with all the linkage.
That's nice.
Oh, what do we got over here? Got an F3. F3. Got all kinds of goodies over here. That's a nice blower, though. Oh, Littlefield's good stuff. Yeah. Well, this is the one that my carburetor came off of. Because this thing with the blow-through carb and that combination, I think it's what, an F3 121? 131?
121.
121. This thing made like 2,200, something like that. So, and that was with the blow through it. So at that point, it was like rocking and rolling. And then that bad boy, everybody's seen that one. This LSX, by the time this video comes out, I was going to say, by the time this video comes out, that'll already be up on the dyno at Steve's. But that bad boy right there just clicked off 950. And I don't know the torque or anything like that. So that did pretty well. And then the assembly area over here, we're gonna give Nick that grand tour. But then in the dyno cell, you guys are gonna see what would I call it? The Lord of the Rings long video on Joe's motor in here. And you guys are gonna have to check that out. This little thing actually did pretty well. So Joe ended up building this, and of what I was told, this made 470 horse, and I thought it was a 383 just with like a set of Dart Sportsmans on it. Real basic throwback to the good old days here, but if that thing made 470, that's a nice little combination. I should make somebody definitely big time happy. Oh, and then those guys are working on videos over there. Ah. You got your eyes glued.
I just like the color combination, the orange and right there.
The black?
Yeah,
Why you thinking that for?
no. Maybe in the future, if I can ever get Mama into like a Nova or like a Malibu or something. You know,
Oh, that's right.
She's only 5'3", so Chevelle's out of the question. But no, I just like pretty cool.
950 horse. I guarantee that thing was making globs of torque.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, if it's a 454, I mean, that's got to make tons and tons of torque. Holy cow. Well, there are your rotors. Holy cow.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Where's yours?
Mine? Yeah. Yeah, mine is, let's go take a look. Oh, nice little small block. The aluminum Hemi, I think that's a Gen 3 Hemi. Remember the AFR 18 degree heads? You and I talked about those?
Yeah.
That's those heads right there.
Oh.
That's the AFR 18 degree bad boys that are similar to like the SR20 from Brodix.
Yeah, we were because remember we were looking at the.
Because when the old man was, when we were looking at different combinations for him.
That and maybe the headhunters.
Yeah, we're looking at headhunters and then we're looking at those, but that's the 18 degree. I mean, you can see how much longer this runner is here. I mean, it's freaking huge, but beautiful work.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure if that's the. No, that's the sixes. He's doing the what is it, the, not ATVs, side by sides, where he's going to crack 1,000 horse out of one of those little
1,000.
Yeah. There's mine, and as you can see, Dewey's been chewing on the tape. That dog is a vacuum. And then you got one of the SMXs here. I'm not sure whose that is. I don't know if that's his, or did they get Tom's all done? Oh, that's Rocky. Sorry, Rocky. Don't know you. But you got one hell of a motor. And then, oh, just all kinds of goodies over here. Oh, boy. Oh, you haven't seen this thing, have you? Oh, hold on. He's looking at the Ranger. This is the Ranger Kyle's doing for his brother.
Nice looking clean prop.
Yeah, does it have the... Yeah. This thing, they're doing putting a 5-speed to it. And this is, God, it's either a 408 or a 418. But it made, was it close to 550 horse? I'm going to say he would know it way better than I would. But, you know, hydraulic roller, you know, sniper system on top. I mean, it's just as basic as it possibly can get, but...
I like the gray. The matte gray.
Yep. I'm going to say, I think Clark did it. Yeah, he did a beautiful job on the bodywork on it. But then with a 5-speed on top. And then Cherry, if you guys have been checking out Kyle's channel, he's been busting his hump on getting Cherry done here, so he's got it all out, ready to rock and roll. So things are up and coming for that.
What's that going on?
That is going in the world's biggest jet ski.
What?
Yes. That was, I believe it's 903, something like that, cubic inch. A big old monster F4 on it. And he was very limited on like RPM and how hard he could turn it and all that. But if I'm thinking right, this thing made almost 3,000 horse.
On top of the water.
On top of the water, yeah. So
the Hayabusa ones were fast.
Yeah, well, you got to see what the thing is. It literally, it looks like a boat / jet ski, but he drives it with ape hangers and a twist cable throttle, like a bike.
Everyone has their own way of dying.
This thing has been here for probably, Steve would have to correct me, a couple of years. Of just different cams, different this, different that. They fought the snot out of that motor. I think they have to open up the boat for the belly of that thing because they tried putting it in and it won't fit. So they actually are right now fabbing it up and then they're going to come back and try to put this thing back in. So, yeah. And then he's got, oh, I'd like to be able to just have one of those, much less 3 of those. But then you got your SMXs over here that he's been working on. Oh, 4 of them. So that's a water block. This one too, so is this one. Oh, nope, that's a solid. Yeah, and Steve's just working his magic over here. Beautiful stuff.
Top dollar, for sure.
That right there is what he does all of the blocks out of, all the SMX blocks. You can go through the videos and see what he's got up, but literally, I mean, it's a monster, like 700-pound chunk of billet aluminum. They stuff it in there and just carve the crap out of it. And then this, I believe this is for, is this for cylinder heads and stuff? This might be for cylinder heads, for all the CNC work in there and all that. And then a little lunchroom, but if you want to see something nuts, go to the left and look at all the cutting stuff on this. Yeah. If you look inside here, I mean, this is, it'll pick from the wheel of death, and just, then there's where your crank got old, or no, crank wasn't balanced there. No, I'm not a machinist, so I understand I'm probably saying some of these things incorrect and wrong. Oh, and then there's the hub dyno. Yeah, here's Cletus's block that they're doing some work on. You can see where they're grooving it out for the front thrust bearing. Right in here. Then it was interesting here in the description of a hip block, because I always heard hip block, but I never knew exactly what it was. Then Steve went through and just explained basically how they just crush it down and pop all the gases out. This is all kinds of different cylinder heads. I know he does a lot of Pontiac heads as well. Obviously you got Mopars down there, but they do a ton of Pontiacs. Oh, I know what Kyle's doing. Kyle's doing a little port work for Cherry over here. Couldn't leave well enough alone, I see.
No, sir.
What are we doing, bud?
Porting these heads, man.
Sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, yes, I can say he has to go look at the Malibu. He loves his Malibus. I was going to introduce you to Nick. Nick, this is Kyle. Giving him a little bit of a shop tour. How are your hands doing? I'm going to say, after a while of porting, my hands go freaking numb from doing this.
My forearms are getting a little pump going.
Well, what are we doing? Are you doing just sanding bit, or are you going in there with burrs and really going to town?
Burrs, taking out the EGR bungs that are sticking down into the ports, airing up the guides, sweeping the bowl, clearing the throat.
But not going too nutty because they're just an E7 stock port head.
Yeah. It's hard not to get too nutty because like, you just see something and you're like,
that's incorrect.
I can make that better.
That's incorrect. Oh, you gotta love it though. Oh my gosh, look at those little itty bitty ports. Itty bitty little ports. And being cast iron. I don't know about you, man. I hate cast iron.
I do too. That's why I'm not putting too much work into these heads because they'll just get aluminum heads eventually.
Yeah. So how have things been going, man? I just say Blueberry, I see it must be gone.
Yeah, it's at my house, so it's there waiting just to get miscellaneous crap done on it.
And then Cherry is taking a couple of weeks out?
Oh, probably more than that, but I'm trying my best on it right now.
I hear you. Oh, there are my pipes. And then we got the hub dyno, which they're still working on. Oh, this is one of the SMLs. So these little bad boys, I'm just saying, I'm sure you know about the SMLs, but they'll make, correct me if I'm wrong, I think around 3,600 horse. Beautiful Nova though. Oh, I didn't even notice he's doing like outside exhaust on it. Oh, my old man would give you just about anything you want for those front wheels.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see those.
Those wheels, those torque thrusts right there. The old man has looked for what, 5 years, if not longer? Because when you could buy them, he was buying them up like crazy. Those front torque thrusts, I know for a fact the old man would be like, I'll give you whatever you want. That's a nice setup. Beautiful car. Okay, guys, we are back here at the barn. Obviously, we're here. We got the block pretty much loaded up on the stand. The block now is ready to start assembling. What you guys didn't see is we put in all the freeze plugs, we put in the oil galley plugs, thoroughly cleaned this thing, and then Nick ended up deciding on his paint. Finally went with a nice black. He didn't want the rust.
Yeah, yeah. Pantina's
Yeah,
old school.
yeah, the Pantina color.
I mean, this is an old school motor. This isn't anything, newer, modern.
LS.
Yeah, we're not making 2,000 horsepower.
No.
If we can make, a little over 700 on the block, and whether we do
Whatever power adders.
Right,
come.
power
But we
adders.
wanted to keep this like an old school build.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys dig it in that sense where, kind of like what he's doing with the average Joe motor. Where it was like, this is the average Joe motor, and I'm sure you guys dug that. This is the old school 496. And if it goes carbureted, it's still a carbureted pump gas big block Chevy that we're going to show you guys everything that's in this thing, the parts that are used, the specs on everything. There's going to be no secret squirrel stuff at all with this combination. You guys are going to know everything. So maybe if you want to copycat it and have your own combination that's like, hey, here's a nice 496. I mean, it's not super cheap. This is not built on a cheap budget, but it's a budget-friendly build to where you can go from mild to wild. I mean, you can go from 700 horse to, with this block, 1,000 horse. So it's something that I know I'm excited for. I know he's excited for, that we'll be able to really kind of crack the whip. If it does go with a big old 871 blower on it, well, you guys are going to be able to see, hey, how do you build a 900 plus horsepower, blown big block Chevy. So there's all good things to come. I hope you guys check it out, and I hope you guys stick around for it. We're super excited for this one. So yeah, till we meet again, my friends, we will see you on the next episode. Catch you later.